Okay, guys, let's not waste your time here. The Dragon Ball Super remake is happening in 2026. We got the trailer for Dragon Ball Super Beerus. We saw a lot of, things we've obviously seen before from the Dragon Ball Super remake and the Battle of God saga. But today I just wanted to talk about some of the Dokkan Fest and LRs that we could be seeing from the Dragon Ball Super remake, not just from the Battle of Gods, but from all of Dragon Ball Super. Like some of these characters don't have some of these characters do not have like Dokkan Fest or LRs right now, and so I'm gonna this may be two parts because as you can see, I have many tabs pulled up of characters, and it's like there are a lot of characters that I think could get new Dokkan Fest with obviously the new a new version of Dragon Ball Super. Dragon Ball Super is hype moments and aura incarnate. And so I think when this anime drops, it's definitely gonna fuel Dokkan for a very long time moving forward with new animations. And I think that's gonna be a good thing because right now, Dokkan, I think it showed a lot with the Daima characters that Dokkan is extraordinarily reliant on Dokkan original animations, and I think that that's just because the animation quality of the normal show is not typically up to snuff. Like if it's not Dragon Ball Super Broly or very specific scenes from Dragon Ball Super or Dragon Ball Z, it's not really gonna be as good. And even then, I don't think a lot of some stuff it doesn't hold up to what these Dokkan originals are looking like. And so a new anime with hopefully I mean, if we just look at the animation quality, it looks very, very good. And it's I guess we don't get accurate look at the animation quality, the actual animation. We kind of just look at the art, and the art looks good. And I wouldn't say oh, this guy Rage Vegeta, I wouldn't say it looks we can tell that the animation in any part of this is particularly crazy. The animations don't look insane. That looks good. It all looks good, but it doesn't look too crazy. I wouldn't say it's Dragon Ball Super Broly. I'm not seeing anything like that here. But obviously during look at that. That looks pretty good. God Goku looks good. I feel during the climax fights we're gonna see a lot of peak animations. But starting off, I think we have to start with Battle of Gods. This guy, I think I'm going in order, starting from Battle of Gods and continuing onward. I think Rage Vegeta. This is Vegeta right before he rages. Rage Vegeta. That's my Bulma. That moment is definitely very deserving of a Dokkan Fest or LR. Dokkan Fest or LR. I think it would be a very good Sand Day. Sand Day is coming up. I think this could be a very strong Sand Day. We know God Goku's EZA is coming up. It would fit in theme with that, with the Dragon Ball Super remake, God Goku, all that. Looking at the categories, this guy, okay, the most important category on here is Exploding Rage. Not only just because this guy is that's his thing. He's raging out over, Beerus hitting Bulma. But the issue is or the thing to think about is that the Exploding Rage category is basically it's Gohan's from Dragon Ball. It's basically Gohan's plus Dragon Ball Super characters. That's kind of what the category is. So looking at a Dragon Ball Super remake, I think the Exploding Rage category is going to be very important. If you obviously Gohan, that's his thing, is he's he gets angry and he gets super strong, and so he has a lot of hype moments with him being super mad. And so I think that plus the Dragon Ball Super, which is everyone's raging out in Dragon Ball Super. It's Zamasu, Trunks, Jiren. I'm not sure if Jiren is on here. I guess I could I don't have it pulled up. I don't have the Dokkan Wiki pulled up. But everybody is raging out. Jiren, freaking Vegeta rages at some point. I'm sure Vegeta's the oh my goodness, I can't think of it. It's the moment where he's fighting Goku Black, and there's also Goku Black is making the rift. I know he's definitely on Exploding Rage, and Goku, when he finds out, like, or when Zamasu and Goku Black tell him, like, oh yeah, like, we killed Chi-Chi and, like, Goten and stuff, and, like, he rages out. Like, everybody in Dragon Ball Super is constantly, having rage. Like, the exploding rage category is basically, like I said, it's the Gohan plus Dragon Ball Super category. And so, I think that's gonna. I think getting him, like, a realistic leader skill for this guy. I think, me personally, I don't want to say this to, like, I don't want to seem like, I want to be very clear on this. I think leader skills right now don't mean anything, and with the way they're handling it and the way people want them to handle it, they should just remove them from the game, and they shouldn't exist, and every unit should just get base stats. And, if they want to change those base stats, it's whatever. Because these leader skills are just, like, everyone is on everyone's leader skill, basically. Like, at least for super class characters, it feels that way. It's like thinking about, like, the 7th anniversary LRs. When they dropped, it was like they're like the 200% leader skill. Maybe it didn't actually matter as much, and the 170, like, it was obviously good enough. Like, I don't think the 200% mattered as much, I think, as it may have appeared. But just on release, we kind of pretended it matters as much because it was, new and stuff. And I feel like, besides HP, or not like, besides, like, what your HP pool is, I kind of like your leader skills are kind of everyone. Like, they really are everyone, and I hate it. It's so boring that, like, we get Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and it's like, okay, every, like, or like basically almost every grade 8 power character or, like, Super Saiyan 4 character is on your 200%, and then, like, we get fucking we get the GT, like, Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta. Okay, basically every grade 8 power is on your 200%, and then we get our 220%, and then we get GT Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and it's like, okay, basically every Super Saiyan 4 character is on your 200. It's like, it's so boring. Like, it's so repetitive. Like, I would really rather they be more, like, people don't want to hear it. I'd rather they be more restrictive, because it doesn't even feel, if you're gonna make it not a mechanic and it's just like a intermediate step, that's like, you're basically admitting that it's not fun. And then I think it can be fun, but it's not that, like, oh, you need to have less, like, you need to be more restrictive. It's that there needs to be interesting team building. Like, I feel like it needs to matter who's the leader, but, like, I feel like so many it's like the only thing that matters right now when it comes to leaders isn't leader skills. It's more so who do you want to run two of. And it's like, many times I feel like that's such a boring way to think about it. And I think leader skills just become like, okay, we might, the solutions I think are remove them for the game or make them, like, actually matter when team building. Like, they right now, I don't think they matter enough when team building super class teams, at least. And I think they or, like, so it leads to a situation where you need to remove them for the game or you need to make them matter. And I think that, like, thinking about that, I would like them to do, like, an exploding rage / like, I don't know, exploding rage / power beyond Super Saiyan. I feel like that would be a good second one. And then, like, maybe, like, transformation boost as, like, the like the 220%. Like, that would be, I feel like that'd be a good leader skill. But, people are like, okay, no, I really like it if he was exploding rage, freaking, oh, I guess he's not on, this is something to talk about. Him and God Goku are not on Superhero, and it's because I'm very glad the shenanigans is going to be done, and they're doing the Dragon Ball Super remake, and it's going to be, everyone's Dragon Ball Super, everyone's going to be on Superhero. So it's like, when they do that, it's like the eventual Dokkan Fest of, the Dragon Ball Super remake animations and stuff, like, it'll be not on Movie Hero and on Superhero. And, like, in reality, like, everybody knows, like, Battle of Gods is Dragon Ball Super. It's not Dragon Ball Z, but the movie is called Dragon Ball Z. So unfortunately, this character does not get Dragon Ball or does not get the superhero category. But, like, if he did, like, I'm sure, like, people just, they'd be like, they want everyone, like whole, like, roster. Like, I can get it, because if you're one of those people that think of leader skills as what they've been treating it as, which is an intermediate step to the actual fun, which is, running your team, it's like, yeah, like I kind of agree. Like it's very boring, and I think that they should just at that point like just remove it. But you know, they're kind of halfway in between that of just keeping leader skills, but still not making them really matter a lot by just putting the whole like roster, like freaking like everyone, like triple leader skills, double 220s. Like it doesn't feel like they matter. Like if they were, in my opinion, if they were to make them matter, they had to probably stick at 170 base stats and then add the extra stats that they're giving to, like, what is it? If it was 170 base stats, it would be it was 80. It'd be 80% to HP and then 70% to attack and defense. Like that would, like, I feel like they had to make the extra, like being on that extra leader skill matter. But you know, even nowadays we see like a lot of overlap. Like I feel like a way you could, like, remember when I said the exploding rage category is just the Gohan plus Dragon Ball Super category. You know, they drop this guy and he's on Dragon Ball Super, or he's on Superhero instead of Movie Heroes. They do him as an exploding rage / Power Beyond Super Saiyan leader, and then they just make his 200% like Super Saiyan 2 freaking Super Saiyan 2. And, you know, oh my goodness, Super Saiyan 2 and Pure Saiyans, and it's like, dang, like that, they could even, you know, just forget the Super Saiyan 2, like, they could just do, his leader skill is Exploding Rage, Superhero, his 200% is Bond of Parent and Child, and it's like, and Transformation Boost, and it's like, okay, that's everyone on Exploding Rage and everyone on Superhero, and it's like, the extra leader skill basically doesn't matter because his entire leader skill is on it, and I feel like that's not, like, it's not fun or interesting to do it that way, in my opinion. Like, I think you need to switch it like up. Like you need, maybe if you have like a more expansive 170, you have a restrictive, you know, 220. If you have like a very restrictive 170, maybe basically everyone on your 170 is on your 220. But even then, I feel like this, like I said, I feel like they needed to keep this, the base stats at 170 and then the extra stats at much higher to like to work on the team building. And I think if you look at God Goku, which is obviously another character, like I was saying, I you know, maybe a little off topic there because I have every character I'm going to talk about and their categories pulled up because I'm going to talk about like what, you know, how their categories can be impacted by all these new characters dropping from the Dragon Ball Super remake. God Goku, another character that could drop. This is actually this is one of the last characters where I had fun with his leader skill, and I thought it was an interesting leader skill. If you don't remember, his leader skill was Pure Saiyan / Hybrid Saiyans, and so he was like, it's like he's not a Pure Saiyan, but he is on, or he's not a Hybrid Saiyan, but he is still have it as like his leader skill. You know, if you somehow don't know, the Super Saiyan God ritual, as you can see in the background, is you need like Saiyans, and so he has like Pure / Hybrid Saiyans leader skill, yada yada yada. It's like, I think that's something that's very interesting. I like when they do cool themed like leader skills like that, not just like, okay, let's drop 70 Super Saiyan 4 DOKKANFESTS and LRs and in Carnival LRs, and it's like they all have, okay, my leader skill is every Super Saiyan 4. Like that's very boring, very basic. And you know, it's like, if you look at it, like, it's like, okay, he's a God Goku, so presumably, you know, you probably sit there and guess like, oh yeah, my next character I believe on here, or not this character, the next character, but the next characters, you probably guess like, oh, like the blue Gokus are probably on it. It's like every, you know, let's get every blue Goku and every UI Goku and every, like, you know, all the Super Saiyan God Gokus and Super Saiyan God, let's get them all on it. You know, Pure Saiyan. I mean, the best way to describe it is this guy's leader skill on release, by the way, was 170 to Pure Saiyans and Hybrid Saiyans, and the 200% was Exploding Rage and it was Exploding Rage and Power of Wishes. The best way to describe it is if this character was the character, like if he released nowadays, he would have he would have the same 170, except his 220 would be like Realm of Gods and Exploding Rage. Like I feel like that's what it'd be, and it's like, or like it'd be like Realm of Gods and like something like Realm of Gods and, well, if he was like a superhero unit, maybe like Superhero, and it's like basically what they would just give him, like this boring like roster of characters. Like you guys fully, like, I think you guys get what I mean. Like you could do so many interesting things with leader skills And Dokkan, like, probably, it's like since the 10th anniversary, has basically just been like, okay, let's just try to get as many characters on the leader skill as possible. And it's like, fuck, man, like, just remove them from the game. If that's your intention, remove them from the game. And it's like, looking at these categories, it's like, the Realm of Gods category is going to be one that massively benefits from the Dragon Ball Super remake, obviously, all these Realm of Gods characters. And so it's like, I really hope that we just do not get like 50 characters that are, you know, Realm of Gods just leader. Like God Goku, like he's got like every Blue Goku, every God, like all these Realm of Gods characters, and then freaking all these Realm of Gods, Power Beyond Super Saiyan characters, you know, all the UI Goku, like, he's got all that, and then Blue Goku drops and he's also got all that, and it's like, and then UI Goku drops and he's also got all that, and it's like, dude, please, man, that's also why I'm a little bit satisfied with the Realm of Gods leader skill that they gave to the UI Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta, because it doesn't feel like it's just like all my forms are on its slop. Like, it is kind of like that, but also it does kind of feel like it is a proper like team, and it's not just get everyone on it. I guess it's also just because we haven't had like a like true like Realm of Gods leader in a very long time. That is at least one that's like very viable. Like, I guess if you were running like super bosses during the last GDC, it kind of was Realm of Gods, but like they didn't try hard enough to make super bosses a proper team. And so I really hope, like I said, with an eventual God Goku, this character's ECAing Dragon Ball Super remake, that they choose to take this as an opportunity to go back to either they take this as an opportunity to either completely remove leader skills or to go back to making leader skills interesting again. Okay, continuing on. Next Dokkan Fest on here is Beerus. This guy, we already looked at God Goku and Beerus. They both have Dokkan Fest. But I think, obviously, with the Dragon Ball Super remake, they're going to get new Dokkan Fest, new LRs. This could be a very good Golden Week. Like, I feel like Golden Week would be very perfect for this. Like, if they got like a strong Golden Week, that people would be very hyped for it. Looking at Beerus's categories, what would I want out of Beerus? Like, Beerus, he introduced the Exploding Rage category. You know, that is kind of, yeah, I know, like, I like, oh my god, like, I didn't even mention it when I talked about like the Exploding Rage category is Dragon Ball Super plus Gohan, and it's like, it is really like the case. Like, Beerus, that's like also his thing, is that he's like gets angry, and so, you know, obviously he's on Exploding Rage, and this physical Beerus was the introduction of Exploding Rage. So I expect, like, if they were gonna do like God Goku for the Tanabata, or whatever it's called, I'm still calling it Tanabata, but the Tanabata celebration later in the year as like the Dokkan Fest LR, then this guy has like the Carnival LR, I would expect Exploding Rage. Like, there's no way they don't do that as his leader skill. I think you could obviously see some stuff with Bond of Master and Disciple in there, Space Traveling Warriors, like Planetary Destruction. But I think I really hope that they don't try to go down like like he's a movie bosses / Space Traveling Warrior leader skill, and he's also got, like, you know, Exploding Rage and Planetary Destruction as his 200%. Like, I really hope they go down let's make him his own team, because this guy, if you remember, on release, you were running him next to his banner unit STR Whis, who was giving him like the 50% attack support, which was very important to this guy. And like, I really hope that they just, when this guy drops, they're like, okay, let's drop a bunch of Whis and Vadoses and maybe like a tag Beerus and Whis, and, you know, let's do all that for this guy, instead of, okay, let's try to, you know, do what they did for Dragon Ball Super Broly during the 9th anniversary, where they kind of stuffed him. They were like, okay, you're going to be a movie boss's leader skill. Or I believe, was it movie boss or was it super bosses? Oh my goodness, I can't think. I think he was a super boss's leader skill, but then he was a movie boss's 200%. Like, I really hope they don't do something like that. Like, obviously this guy, when he gets his new freaking leader skill, he's going to be a Super Boss's character instead of a movie boss's character if he's from the Dragon Ball Super remake. And so I really hope they don't give him like do the same thing with the 9th anniversary Broly, where they're like Super Boss's leader skill, but like you don't have big bad bosses. And so it's like you don't, the Super Bosses category, that's the issue with it, is it's kind of, there are characters on Super Bosses that work together, and there are characters that don't work together. And they've never had all of the characters that work together get units in unison, and then like it be good with that. Like there's like the big bad bosses characters on Super Bosses. There's like the Beerus characters on Super Bosses. There's like the Kale and Caulifla characters on Super Bosses. It's like they all can't work perfectly together. Like we need them to be a bit more selective about who they choose. Like just being on Super Bosses and actually working on the Super Bosses category when they drop like a new leader are very different things. So it's like I really hope this guy isn't a Super Bosses leader, because if they make him a Super Bosses leader, like he won't work with, you know, the Rosés. He won't work with the Brolys. He won't work with, you know, the Cell Maxes. Like they really need to drop like, okay, we're gonna do Super Bosses. We're gonna do, you know, the big bad bosses, Super Bosses, and then okay, we're gonna do Super Bosses this time, and it's gonna be the Saiyan Super Bosses, Kale, Caulifla, and freaking Broly, and it's like those are the characters we're gonna, you know, that prepare for battle, Saiyan Warrior Race, Super Saiyans, Legendary Power, Fierce Battle. Like that's gonna be the core of our new like Super Bosses team, and it's like that's how you could do Super Bosses, but they never do that. They never give it enough. They always try to do like one thing. Like they always try to do like the Rose, like let's do the Samasus and the Goku Blacks, but like they didn't give, like we needed more than what they gave us during the GDC for Super Bosses to be viable. So I think really focusing on, when you drop a Beerus, focus on Beerus's, Champa's. I don't have Champa pulled up, but I feel like he could get a Dokkan Fest. If you look at like the tag Golden Frieza and Super Saiyan or not Super Saiyan, just base Gogeta, they are also like, they're a type of character that like that could be also something that you give to a Beerus and Champa unit. And so I really do think that like dropping Beerus's, Champa's, Vados's, Whis', other, like maybe if they want to drop like other God of Destructions, other angels, like that's how you build this character. That's how you help this character. That's what kind of leader skill you give to this character. It really doesn't matter besides that. Maybe you can have some filler options, like, you know, dodge characters like the STR Blues that, you know, you just put on your team as well if they're like a Realm of Gods leader. But let's just, like I said, they can do some interesting things with this leader skill. Like if you don't remember, Int Vados, I believe she was like, what was it, Siblings Bond, Bond of Master and Disciple, Realm of Gods, and like one more, it was Universe 6. She gave like 20% to each, and it's stacked. And so Int Vados was also giving Siblings Bond, you know, Siblings Bond, Realm of God, and Bond of Master and Disciple. If you remember, a lot of Blue Vegetas from Dragon Ball Super, especially Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Blue Vegeta, are there on all three of those categories. And so with the Int Vados that dropped alongside the tech fusing Kale and Caulifla, she was very good at giving like that support. She didn't have good links with him, but she was still giving 60% attack and defensive support, which was, at the time, that was crazy. And so like if they do love to give that stacking support to these stacking abilities like that to the Universe 6 characters. And so if they were to drop like another Vados that like is like in now modern times, that'd be like 40%, you know, attack and defense per, and it'd be like, okay, 120%, you know, attack and defensive support if you're on all. And then, you know, if a Champa eventually did drop it, he'd be getting like all of it with Universe 6 as well. But like if like you could also make like, okay, that's how you could, you know, weave in getting Evolution Blue Vegeta to work on that. And it would be like, that would also be very, like, this is what I'm saying about like very, when you do interesting team building rather than just this character works with everyone and they work on any team, and they're always good everywhere. And it's like you can do interesting team building things where it's like maybe Evolution Blue Vegeta won't link with the Beerus's and Whis and Vados's, but maybe he's getting that crazy support from a new like Vados kind of unit the same way Int Vados was. And so you use like the UI Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta unit, and it's like they maybe work there better, and maybe even then they like work it so it's like maybe she has support that activates like a mid, like maybe how do I explain this? I guess maybe they could weave it in so that the way Evolution Blue Vegeta works, it is more like conducive to run like Evolution Blue Vegeta, because like he obviously this is the siblings bond. Like UI Goku would also be, or I don't believe UI Goku's on Bond of Master and Disciple, but he is on Realm of Gods, but he wouldn't be on siblings bond either. And so it's like if an Int Vados type unit dropped alongside like this Beerus, maybe it would be like a Ginyu type of thing where two banner units like a Whis and a Vados. If we got, even if like we got like a tag Beerus and Champa, or tag Beerus and Whis, like, you know, you could do something like that. And then like if we were to get like a Vados, maybe it's like, okay, if a character's on 3 or more of these categories, she's getting 10% damage reduction support. And like obviously that would still be good for the UI Goku portion. You know, dodge will still be good. He still has 60% damage reduction on the first hit, but he it would be better for, you know, the guarding damage reduction Evolution Blue Vegeta. That would be the character that really benefits from that. And so we could obviously see him, like they could make it so that even though it's like a tag unit, and so both characters are getting it, it's like they're kind of incentivizing you to run the side of the character that is the reason they're getting the support. That would be something interesting. Continuing on, Blue Goku, Blue Vegeta. Tag unit. Obviously, with the ROF Blues being an exchange unit, every exchange unit I think should be getting these updated tag units. I believe the ROF Blues, they dropped maybe before or after, I'm not really certain, of the Dragon Ball like Kakarot animations for the Goku and Frieza, Blue Goku and Frieza versus Golden Frieza. But it really, like, they should have had crazier animations. Like the ROF Blues did not have really good animations. If we're looking at this, I really like, I say it a million times. Like I'm talking about categories, I'm talking about buffs, I'm talking about moving forward in the future. I have to say that this is one of the most important things for me in Dokkan right now that makes the game so boring, is that the leader skills and the teams are very unoriginal. And I really hope that when they do this, like, look at this leader skill. I mean, look at these categories. If they do a tag unit of these characters, they're on like every category in the game. Maybe that's part of the issue, is that they're doing so many tag LRs, and they're just like tossing, like, okay, we're doing a tag Goku and Vegeta, so every Goku and Vegeta in the freaking game has to be on that leader skill. And it's like, that's so boring. Like, come on, man. We have to like commit to something. And it's like, here, their thing is definitely the mastered evolution category. I think focusing on that would be very like a celebration where they just like, they're part of the celebration. Maybe this is like a Carnival LR, DOKKANFESTS LR tag unit, a celebration where like their leader skill is like Realm of God / maybe it's like Realm of God / Realm of God / accelerated battle, and like that's their leader skill, and the 200% is mastered evolution. Like, people would probably not be too happy about that. Maybe it'd be like, maybe they could do like a Realm of God / Earth protecting heroes, and then mastered evolution and accelerated battle. And it's like, maybe that would even then that maybe be too broad. But what they could do is like, just, units like Tech Super Trunks, where it's like they have these conditions in their leaders. Like, I believe Tech Super Trunks' condition is really the Android / Cell Saga, but they could just add in his passive, like, okay, it's mastered evolution now. And so, with the mastered evolution, they could, easy A Tech Super Trunks, and they could just do a bunch with that, and that's sort of like what their team is, all the mastered evolution characters. And so I think that could be very interesting. But, they could also just go down the route of what you would probably expect from like a The Truth DT like when he's theorizing on this, he'd be like, yeah, let's really hope they get like a Pure Slan's, Power Beyond Super Saiyan, 200% Realm of Gods, Bond of Parent and Child. Like that's really that's what it's like. Just remove leader skills from the game. Like that's not a leader skill. That's everyone, man. Like that's what we don't want to see. That's what we don't want. We either want no leader skills, or we want interesting leader skills with like very unique teams. But it's also, I can understand the hate for that, because oftentimes when they try to do that, they just never buff the team enough. And so it's just like, dude, come on, man. You have to, if you're gonna drop a unique leader skill, you have to like buff it. Like you have to buff the team. Like you can't just leave a team like Mastered Evolution to its own, especially when you're dropping like Bond of Parent and Child type leaders. Okay. Obviously, Golden Frieza. Golden Frieza, I have his full link set pulled up here with his leader skill, because he does not have big bad bosses. He, this character, is he? Yeah, he's movie bosses, not super bosses, but obviously this character will be on super bosses. This is, like, I don't want to say this is the worst possible character to get super bosses leader skill, because we'll talk about some other characters that could get a super bosses leader skill. But god damn, man, like this guy sucks for super bosses. And it's like his design, the design of the Golden Frieza units luckily has been so good, and it's so like self-reliant. Like they're not reliant on anyone else. And so I think that has made the Golden Friezas kind of work a bit on super bosses whenever they could. But I would really like it if he could get a team and these links could actually matter. Now, we obviously should talk about Super God Combat and Resurrection F. Like I said, remember when I said I really would hope, like, okay, they drop a Mastered Evolution, like, type, leader skill, and maybe, like, it's, like, part 1 or part 2 of the GDC, and it's, like, the tag Resurrection F Blues are releasing next to a transforming final form into Golden Frieza, and it's like something like that dropping, and this character dropping alongside them would be like, okay, this is the first opportunity, to ever get Super God Combat and Resurrection F reasonably. And it's like, thank goodness. Like if they did something like that, like that's what I'm saying. Like you can drop that. I feel like that would be the only justification for making sure that the Resurrection F characters actually end up having the Super God Combat and Resurrection F links, because the links have good, like they're strong link effects. They're just not like the roster is not good enough to actually have it activated. Obviously, no big bad bosses, and a few like these. Like if you remove, I do wonder if like, I mean, I guess there are like the Tournament of Power Friezas, and there are like the it's just no Golden Frieza. Like they just, I was thinking like, okay, maybe they would give this guy if they weren't giving the Resurrection F Friezas big bad bosses. Maybe it's just because they want to give them Super God Combat and Resurrection F, and but like I guess none of the Golden, like not even the Friezas from the Broly movie that don't have either of those links, not even they got it. And so I guess it's just a big no for them. And so something else, I guess, is that this guy, I do think, okay, let me word this very properly. I do think that they could drop this guy and just give him big bad bosses in a similar way to all of the Super Saiyan 4 Gogetas prior to the 7th anniversary Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta did not have the link set that LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta had. But they gave him a link set that made more sense for the Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta, and they just made it stay the same after transforming. And so I think they could do something like that with this Frieza, where they give him a Final Form Frieza link set, and Final Form Friezas do have, they do have, okay, my bad. They do have big bad bosses, but Golden Friezas don't. Maybe they just make them keep it. Some of the Super Saiyan 4 Gogetas. What is it that the Super Saiyan 4 Gogetas they have Saiyan Roar? What don't they have? I don't think they have Prepared for Battle. Some of them just they didn't have. Or I guess tech super, or not the text, the LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta doesn't either. He has shocking speed. I guess it's just like that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, the LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta has like a 500 times better link set for modern Dokkan than like the Int Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta had. And it's like, I really hope they do something for that, something like that for if they do a transforming base into, or not base, final form into Golden Frieza. They give him big bad bosses in final form, and so they just let him keep it after he goes golden. Like, that would be a good idea. Continuing on, Frost. Okay, now we're on the Universe 6vs7 tournament. There were really only 3 characters I think that they possibly could give Dokkan Fest to, or realistically might give Dokkan Fest to. Obviously, I think they could just break this. When I do a part 2, I think I want to talk about, like, I think Bergamo could get like a tag unit with like his brothers, and obviously the Universe 9 characters. Like, I think that could be a tag unit. I think if that got a tag unit, it would be similar to the Gohan and like the kid, the freaking Goten and Trunks, that tag unit where it's like one side is 2 characters, the other side is 1 character. And like this guy, I think realistically, I think what they're gonna do is give this guy a Dokkan Fest if they're gonna give anybody besides like Hit Goku and Vegeta. If they're gonna give anyone a Dokkan Fest from there, it's gonna be this guy. But if you look at the links on this specific character, this is the character I put up. If you look at the links and you look at the categories, he's on Universe Survival Saga, and so we pulled the wrong one up. I don't believe he is. Maybe I just like am crazy, but like in the Tournament of Power, he's never in this form. Like he only goes into like this quote unquote third form Frieza. What is it? Assault form they call it, I believe. He only does this in the Universe 6vs7 tournament. Like it's not in the freaking the Tournament of Power. So like I don't understand how it possibly can exist that this form has a character that's on Universe Survival. Like I pulled it up right here. This is like his first appearance that I could find in the Tournament of Power, and it's like just the whole arc, and it's like he's in his final form instantly. Like he's not like chilling in like first form or like third form, quote unquote, for him. It's like he's in his final form, and he's like this character in third form in Dokkan just has Universe Survival. Maybe I'm just wrong about this, but this character, from what I'm seeing, this character doesn't exist in actual like a Universe Survival Saga Frost that is in third form. That doesn't exist to my knowledge, but maybe I'm wrong about that, and I'm just skipping like a scene that I just completely misremembered. But I will continue on. Obviously, I think this is a character that people will be fine with not getting a character for a while, because he was very good on release. This hit from the Universe 6vs7 tournament, he got a Dokkan Fest that was good, so people are really going to be a little bit more lenient towards the idea of waiting off on him getting a Dokkan Fest again, or like a Dokkan Fest or LR. But there's not like a lot of need to talk about him. Like if they did like a leader skill for him, I would want. I mean, I guess I didn't talk about what Frost they could do. Like if they do like a Dokkan Fest or LR, like I would really want this guy to just get a gold coin LR. I mean, I hate gold coin LRs. I hate gold coin LRs, and I hate Carnival LRs. I get how they're like kind of like a necessary evil, because you know can't make every character a Dokkan Fest LR, but it's like I hate them, and I hate the way they're handled. They like at this point, I truly believe that they should just make whatever. They should take Carnival LRs, they should take gold coin LRs, and they should fucking stuff them up their asses, and they should make them like those characters like within like the next month they're freaking returning, and like maybe they're like unfeatured on every single banner in existence, and it's like then I'd be happy. Like those characters are just too weird and too odd and like inconsistent to get, and they make you split your coins from the Dokkan Fest coins, and you have to then choose which ones you want, and it's like it's very weird, and I really don't like how they handled it. But like this character just does not have the categories. He doesn't like. He would want like look at his links like Universe Most Malevolent, Metamorphosis, Brutal Beatdown. Like he wants to be used next to he wants to be used next to the like Frieza type characters. Cooler has metamorphosis, but also like even then it's like he wants to be used next to Frieza characters, but he himself is like what category? Transformation boost is the only one that he shares with like a lot of the Friezas and a lot of the Coolers. So it's like he would need to be like part 1 is a Dokkan Fest, like I don't know, it's just like a Dokkan Fest. Maybe they do like a fucking Dokkan Fest. What's his name? Thouser. And like they're like easying, like they're like dropping like a Cooler, like some easy A's and stuff like that, and they just decide to make this guy the part 2. Like that would be a fucking celebration, man. That would be a celebration of all time. People would definitely have something to say about that. But they made Tao crazy. People would probably hate that I say that that I make that comparison between Tao and Thouser, but they realistically, man, like they're both just trash. Like it's really nothing like special. Tao has the advantage of being from OG Dragon Ball, and so he'll obviously get like a lot of copium for him. But I think like this guy just doesn't have the categories to have a good lead. To mesh well with his links, like I don't even know, like please don't give any character Coward again, but like to mesh well with his links and what he has here, I don't think it's possible to oh my god, I literally keep losing my words, but I don't think it's possible to give this guy as like a Dokkan Fest or Carnival at LAR that needs a leader skill. Continuing on, I talked about Hit. Obviously, I think I'd want him to mesh well with like a Universe 6 / Space Traveling Warrior type of character. But this guy, oh my goodness, this is the second to last character. And I think he needs a new Dokkan Fest. He needs a new Dokkan Fest LR. This is Dokkan Fest LR hype worthy character, right? But like, dude, the issue is that they just fucking fumbled this guy so hard. They fumbled him so hard, and it sucks so badly because this is so hype. This is so hype, and so like the fact that they fumbled him like this, it sucks. Like he was terrible. He just wasn't very good, and it's like he's so hype though, and it's like that I think is gonna be like the reason why I really hope they have a very quick turnaround on this guy where they like give him a new Dokkan Fest super quickly, because the way they fumbled this guy on release was not enjoyable. I hated it. It wasn't fun. Okay, next character. This guy, I think, I'm not gonna lie. I talked about like I didn't pull up like Blue Vegeta from the Universe 647 tournament. I didn't pull up like Piccolo or not Bergamo, Botamo. I believe, or like Magetta, but like or like I basically didn't pull up any of them, but I did pull up this guy because he does technically have his like own anime only filler arc, and if they do choose, this is a big if they do choose to do him again, he only has 4 categories. He doesn't have oh my gosh, I should have had his link set put up. He doesn't have big bad bosses, but I could see them making this guy like just from what he is as like, okay, I'm a filler super bosses character. They could make this guy like an LR or like Dokkan Fest, and he's just like, my purpose is just to support super bosses character. Like maybe his leader skill, right? It's artificial life form, power beyond Super Saiyan, and then it's the 220 is super bosses transformation boost. Like that would get your Rosés, that would get, a lot of any like transforming power beyond Super Saiyan character, any transforming artificial life form character. Obviously I talked about like, oh, like just don't just put everyone on it, but like this guy literally only has 4 categories. Like you have to be a little selective about it, but like that would be able, and like make him just like make him either like a demon like all around, or just like I'm just great, like make him just like on the super bosses, on like a artificial life form team, or on like a power beyond Super Saiyan team, I'm crazy. Like maybe that's like his thing. That's like how he's like a copy Vegeta. You know what I mean? Like this is copy Vegeta. Let's make it so that he's fake Super Saiyan Blue evolution, or not evolution, but like fake Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, and he just like I don't know like. He doesn't even get like basic effects. Like he doesn't just start with start of turn attack and defense. It's like 100% attack and defense per freaking artificial life form or Power Beyond Super Saiyan character on the team, and whichever has more. And it's like that could be something that they do, and like that would be I think super interesting. And it's like I don't know. I kind of just vibe with this. Like this is like extremely extraordinary slop. Like this is pure slop, but I feel like I can vibe with it, and I feel like they could do something interesting, and they could make it fun. This is slop that you can make fun for sure, and I think that these aren't like okay. Where's Frost? These are Frost's links, and like this is the links really don't matter as much, but like these are Frost categories. The issue with Frost is that these 3 categories, that overlap is crazy. Like the big time units we're going to be getting, there's going to be like Universe Rival Saga tournament participants in Universe 6. They're the same category. Like for all intents and purposes, they are the same category. I hate to I'm just gonna say they are the same category. Copy Vegeta doesn't have that issue. Like these are 4 very distinct, very separate categories that I think like it's like, oh well, hey, I want Frost to get a gold coin LR because he only has these 4 categories, but it's like he really only has 2 categories, and it's Universal Rival Saga and Transformation Boost. And it's like, but this guy's got 4 separate massive categories. That Super Boss isn't massive, Artificial Life Forms isn't massive, but these are 4 separate categories that all have for the most part drastically different characters, and they can include villains and sort of heroes, and I think that would fit with like this copy Vegeta thing they have going on. Like he's like, okay, you either run like a full Power Beyond Super Saiyan team, or you run a full Artificial Life Form team, or maybe it's like also full Super Bosses team. Like maybe they make him like a Power Beyond Super Saiyan, or then maybe they make him like Transformation Boost Super Bosses. His 200% is Power Beyond Super Saiyan Artificial Life Form. Like, and they do something like that, and then it's like you can get like whatever villains that are transforming and Artificial Life Form on there, and the Super Bosses characters like that Rose that are on Power Beyond Super Saiyan. It's like I think that would be something very tough, and obviously you could get the Cell Maxes with you're mixing like Artificial Life Form and Super Bosses in here. It's like you could get the Cell Maxes on there too. And so I think are the Cell Maxes on there? Oh yeah, the Cell Maxes are. They're on like Artificial Life Form, but I don't believe the cells. Or at least maybe it's the final forms. No, the cells are on there. I'm actually going crazy, man. But it's like they could, like I said, I think any like this is pure slop. This is pure slop. It's a filler arc. This is filler slop. But I looked at these categories, and I thought to myself, like, hold on, wait, they could do something interesting with this. But like I said, they haven't done anything interesting with categories and leader skills in a while. So I guess we'll just have to see how they handle all these characters, all these leader skills. Hopefully they don't do a lot of fumbles in here, and they really make this Dragon Ball Super remake feel really, really good. I think the impact that Dokkan in these games, not just Dokkan, but like these games, Legends 2, will have on the way that the anime is like basically viewed when it comes back is way larger than people think it is. So I think Dokkan really has to nail it here. I guess before I go, one final thing. Dokkan has a massive issue of desperately needing to drop content and characters when the anime or movie drops it. The first time with Dragon Ball Super Superhero, we let it slide, but we cannot let this slide any longer. After they did it with Daima, it is not like there's no excuses. It is genuine incompetence that they are taking so long to drop these characters. Like, it is actually disgusting that they're taking this long. It is It is bad, and it is incompetence, and it is like just they're being idiots. Like the Omatsu is he is an idiot. Like we cannot like there's no justification. He just did something very very dumb, and like his decision making was just dumb, and he did a dumb thing, and it did not make any sense. And it's like that is how Daima was handled, and that is how Superhero was handled. And like there are no more excuses. Like there's stuff being announced, and from now on, like after Superhero, there were really no more excuses. And it's like from now on, like Dokkan needs to like step it up. Like like Omatsu, it truly has. I hate to like say this, but it truly has to be Omatsu's fault. Omatsu is not doing a good job. Like I cannot say more than Omatsu's not doing a good job. He is the producer of the game, and when he was not the producer of the game, I believe back like a long time ago when he was not the producer and Dragon Ball Super was airing, we were getting stuff consistently in game very quickly. And so it's like he is an incompetent, I don't want to say he's an incompetent producer, but it genuinely is beginning to appear that way with the 11th anniversary Superhero and Daima. Like it does appear as though he does not know how to handle the anime or movies dropping at all. Like he does not know how to handle it. And I think moving forward, I would just rather like they get someone on board who can do it. Like anyone who can do it needs to be able to needs to be the one making these decisions and like truly like okay pushing for what's coming next.